Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews Review, and this will be my 50th video up on my YouTube site. So I'm celebrating with this big specialty beer from Victory Brewing Company. This is their OTTO Ale, which is a German smoked beer. And I'll just read you a little bit of things here. In 1987, when we arrived in Bamberg, Germany for the first time, St. Otto was not there to greet two thirsty travelers in a rented Fiat. He'd been dead for 848 years, but we were alive, and our recent visit to the Belgian brewery of Orval only fanned the flames of our desire for fermented pleasures. The smoked malt Rauch beers of this lovely town where St. Otto was once bishop, where our siren song luring us deep into exotic flavors that we never before imagined in beer. 3 decades later, we wondered what smoked malt might add to a Belgian-style double ale. Here it is, our OTTO revival of sorts. We hope it helps rejuvenate some of our brain cells that were martyred in Bamberg so long ago. Bill and Ron, the brewmasters of Victory. VictoryBeer.com, Downingstown, Pennsylvania. This is a bottle-conditioned ale, which means that the slow fermentation continues in each bottle and will bring about subtle yet wonderful changes in the flavor over time. We recommend that you store it upright at 50 degrees or 10 degrees Celsius in darkness. It should be enjoyed within 5 years of its bottling date, noted on the front label, and comes in at a big 8.1%, bottled on September 28th, 2011. So it's got a year. It's got well over a year on it, which is pretty cool. I was expecting more of just a Rauch beer, but I didn't expect the whole Belgian-y take on it. So we'll see exactly what we got going on here. They're from Downingstown, Pennsylvania, if I didn't say that already. Kind of excited. It's corked with a nice top. I'm going to try, probably, if I can, depending on what beers I get in, every 50, 100, 150 increments. I'm going to try to do a capped beer to celebrate. So here we go. See how much we actually have as far as twist. Twist. There we go. Floof. And smoke. Nothing amazing, just a plain cork. Let's see. Dark malts. I'm getting some dark malts. But I really want to get it in to actually get. This is a Bamberger glass, so I wanted to just kind of do something similar. Wow, nice, rich amber, like a ruby mixed with an amber color. A little carbonation going on. It is carbonated. It's not slowing down either. It's still steady streams of carbonation coming out. Slight smokiness on the smell. I'm not getting anything like too crazy. Because one thing I think is because the head is pretty big on this. It's dissipating. I was actually expecting it to be just whammoed with a bunch of smoke flavor, but not really. Not getting a lot out of the head at all. So we'll just go right on to the taste. Cheers. definitely warming. Warms my throat when it goes down. Very carbonated too. Pretty carbonated. I'm burping already. This is my first beer. Not really a lot going on in the flavor. There is some smokiness that just rolls around your mouth, especially right after you swallow it. And kind of it just hits the top of your mouth a little smokiness. Getting some kind of bready flavors. I'm assuming that's from the yeast. It's leaving a kind of a tart drying sensation in my mouth after everything's done. Not really getting too much of a hop character or any kind of fruity notes on this. You can smell, now that the head's gone, you can smell more of the smoked malt in the nose too. I'm not getting a lot of different things in this. The smoke is definitely there, and especially after you get done drinking, it kind of wafts around, kind of leaves the flavor in your mouth. It's more of a wood smoke than the classic kind of bacon beer flavor that I've never had that particular Marzen, but that's what I've heard. But this is more like a campfire wood smoke. There isn't a lot going on other than that. I mean, if you just want something that has a little bit of a wood smoke flavor to it, that's easy to drink. There is a bit of a sweetness, especially when you gulp it back. There is a bit of a sweet malt mixing with the smoke. It's kind of like the smoke kind of clears your mouth out every time you drink it. It's just smoke. And then you start again, smoke. For smoked beer, though, it's not bad. I mean, I've had the same company that makes their Marzen. I've had their Helles. That was a nice light lager with smoke mixed in, a light smokiness. I think I kind of would have liked it if the smoke was a little bit more extreme in this. I mean, that might sound weird to some people, but I expected it to be nice and smoky. Pretty extreme on the smoke, but it really wasn't. It's still pretty good though. I'm gonna drink a little bit more before I rate it though. So it's a light mouth feel, lighter side of medium. I mean, it's pleasant. It's pleasant, and the smokiness is pleasant, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it would ruin it a little bit because you want to get that kind of bready Belgian-y effect on it too, and maybe hitting the smoke a little bit harder than it is would kind of kill some of that atmosphere. So as far as blending goes, I think they probably did they did a pretty good job. I would have liked a little bit more of a big Belgian-y kind of a flavor mixed together with the smokiness. More of the kind of a, you know, well, the carbonation's there, but like there's some spices and things like that you can get from some certain Belgian ales, and I would have liked to pick that up a little bit more into the ale to let it know, yes, it is Belgian, and not just the bready notes that I was picking up on it. So like sweet malt mixed with the smoke, mixed with the bready yeast and some spices. That kind of combination would have been like a 10 out of 10 beer. But for me, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's dark. It's like a darker. It's a little broody in the mouth. It's kind of nice with the smoke. You want to sip it. You want to take your time with it. And maybe that's the whole point. I want to see if I can get anything else in there. See what the sediment looks like. It is chunky, chunky, chunky. They didn't say to make sure you leave it in the glass, but it's one of those sediments that you want to leave in the bottle. And that's pretty extreme sediment. And it's kind of roller coaster riding with the carbonation, because carbonation is ongoing. It never stops. I want to look at every aspect, and that was the final aspect I wanted to look at for this. I'm going to give this a 7. I'm not really too impressed with it. There's a lot of things lacking in the flavor that I wish it would have been there. The fact that you can't blend the sediment up and mix it in to make a nice cloudy Belgian-y styled ale, that's something I think is, they kind of missed the mark on that one too, because I was actually really looking forward to having a really cloudy Belgian smoked beer. 7 out of 10. This has been Paul from PA Brew News. This is my 50th review, and hopefully I have, another 50 to go. So until then, I will definitely check out some more beers. I have a bunch more in the fridge I have to review, plus others, and I will see you later. Cheers.